Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Blacklogic. Just want to do a quick sound check. I think everything sounds to be okay. Had a couple of problems earlier, but nonetheless, let's get started. Following the recent electoral defeat to President-elect Donald Trump, the Democratic Party is experiencing significant internal turmoil. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris have urged major Democratic donors to remain engaged and resilient despite the loss. In a rare joint appearance, they emphasized the importance of a continued political involvement to uphold democratic values and prepare for future challenges. No, what's going on is donors are asking where their money went. Biden and Harris thank major Democratic donors and urge them to stay engaged and after the tough loss to Trump. No, where's our money and where did it go to? Did all of our money go to Oprah Winfrey? Did all of our money go to these troll farms so you can attack the Republican Party? Where's this money at? Did it go to buying bots? Did you buy out agents, instigators? Because again, we're talking about almost $1 billion, folks, that the Democratic Party had for the Harris and Biden campaign initially, and then it led to be just Kamala. But nonetheless, that's what a lot of their donors are asking. Where's the money? Where's the money, Joe? The Democratic Party's involving stance on immigration has led to substantial political repercussions. Over the past decade, the party shifted from supporting balanced, comprehensive immigration reform to adopting more radical positions, such as decriminalizing illegal crossings. So basically saying it's not illegal. You guys can just come inside the country anytime you want. Even though we have a process, you have a passport, you have identification, you just come through however you want. And this move has alienated moderate voters, contributing to recent electoral losses. Analysts suggest that reclaiming a balanced approach to immigration is crucial for the party to regain voter trust and effectively address immigration concerns. But of course, again, you guys did a horrible job, and everybody knows it. Throughout 2024, numerous major U.S. companies from various industries have implemented significant staff cuts. Notable corporations reducing their workforce include tech giants like Meta, also known as Facebook, IBM, Google, and Microsoft. Boeing, of course. I'm just going to throw Boeing in there because they never mentioned Boeing, but you know Boeing has cuts. Goldman Sachs, Citi, and BlackRock, and other prominent firms like Tesla, Dow, and Nike. A survey from the Resident Building indicated nearly 40% of business leaders anticipate layoffs. 40%? That is a very high astronomical number to state that 40% of American businesses are going to cut their staff. And we don't even have the number of how many people per company will be cutting their staff. They're just saying 40% of businesses in America are going to cut their staff. And other impactful contributors include reductions in demand, reconstructing for efficiency, and shifting business strategies. Specific examples include Cargill cutting 5% of its workforce, ExxonMobil reducing 400 jobs at Pioneer Natural Resources, and Boeing eliminated 10% of its global staff. So you just have to take, whatever the global staff is minus 10. And we're probably talking about thousands of people. Several others like AMD, Meta, and Intel cited AI and technological shifts as key reasons for layoffs. Absolutely. Again, I love advancement. I love automation, AI. I love, advanced computer tree, robotics. I love it all. But we have to start thinking that these people who are even creating the codes, even those who are engineered, because everybody is now going to school for STEM. So eventually those markets, in my opinion, are going to be overran. You see, we're still in lack of nurses. We're still in lack of doctors because not too many people want to do that. That's not, for some people, that's not fun, right? So a lot of people are going to these STEM. So eventually the market will catch up with itself and they will have to start cutting engineers and designers and all these people who make up artificial intelligence and robotics and automations because they no longer need you, and then the market is saturated. So eventually we have to start thinking that advanced technology, all this high-tech software that we have, you just have to know it's going to start replacing people. And if you're in that field, you might even be one of the first ones, because a lot of your companies out there have different automations and computing software. And behind the scenes, they have people to say, well, because of this new technology, we don't need John, Sue, Beth, or Robert anymore. They got to go because we're now cutting our overhead. We're in major profit right now. And then the people who are left, some of their salaries may go up because, again, they cut the fat. Just letting you guys know. That's how that works. President-elect Donald Trump has announced plans to sue the Des Moines Register, alleging election interference and fraud related to their Celso poll, which inaccurately predicted Vice President Kamala Harris leader in Iowa. Trump claims the poll was intentionally misleading and has called for an investigation into a pollster and Celso. Oh yeah, she's gonna be in trouble. Yeah, Trump is going to put them all in jail, or he's going to scare the living daylights out of these people for going after him like they did. And he kept saying it. I don't know how you guys can treat a former president like this. He kept saying it, and they just kept on attacking him. And I was just like, y'all better leave this man alone, because if he mess up and win, and he did, but no one thought that Donald Trump had a chance to win. I was like, are you guys stupid? Are you guys not seeing the amount of people at his rallies? Do you not hear what's on the social media streets? They're only saying Trump. Yeah, they messed up when they messed with Trump. They really messed up. And by they, I mean they and them. I'm just kidding. I had to throw that out. Republican presidential hopeful Vivek Ramaswamy has proposed eliminating the federal employees retirement system, also known as FERS, as part of a broader plan to reduce government spending. Ramaswamy, along with tech entrepreneur Elon Musk, aims to cut $2 trillion in annual government spending, targeting agencies like the IRS and the FBI for elimination. Critics argue that such drastic cuts are unrealistic and could face significant resistance. Now, I've said this many times before, America is the most police nation in the world. We have all sorts of federal government law enforcement entities, and some of them can be combined. They can. Think about it like this. We have the DEA and the ATF, the Drug Enforcement Agency, and then we have the Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearm Agency. Yeah, they can combine. Yeah. They can combine. You have the U.S. Marshal Service, and then you have the Customs Border Patrol. This make the U.S. Marshal Service a part of the Customs and Border Patrol. And you combine those two. And don't forget, we have the FBI and the CIA. And we also have the NSA. And we also have Homeland Security. And we have SpaceX. And we have all Space Force, rather. We have Space Force. Well, with Elon Musk on the team, we have SpaceX too. So yeah, there are some things that definitely could be done. So I'm not against this one. Again, they have to be very smart on how they do this. Okay. And both of these guys are billionaires. So I would like to believe they're cunning and or smart. So again, for them to make that much money and maintain it, especially with Elon Musk, yeah, I believe the guy's smart. Hey, it is what it is, right? He's smart. And again, I want this to work out for America, because there's a lot of things that we can absolutely cut. SoftBank Group CEO, and I'm just going to call him Mason, because Masayoshi, I'm gonna call him Masayoshi, has announced a $100 billion investment in the United States over the next 4 years, focusing on artificial intelligence and related infrastructure. This pledge follows a similar commitment made in 2016 and aims to create approximately 100,000 jobs. President-elect Donald Trump present at the announcement jokingly asked Son if he would consider doubling investment to $200 billion. Yeah, he did joke about and say that, but that is a large commitment. And this is out of Japan. Japan is trying to get into the good graces of America by doing this deal. You know what? Let's look at that very quickly. I thought it was funny as well. Hopefully you guys can hear it on your side. Let me know if you guys cannot hear this clip on your side.
$200 billion, they said. He can actually, believe it or not, he can actually afford to do that. Would you do that?
Well, my promise is 100, but, he's now asking to do more. I think, with your leadership, my partnership with you, with your support, I will try to make it happen.
That's good.
All right.
200. He'll make it happen.
With your support. But, he's now asking to do more.
So he was saying, would you invest $200 billion, double the order? He was like, he's asking for more. He said, I would do my best to get to 200 billion. You already got 100 billion. Donald Trump ain't playing no games. Then I was reading some comments. And again, everybody has their own comments. You're entitled to your comments, freedom of speech, good with all of that. But this, I don't think there's a lot of, you know what? I'm going to keep that comment to myself. Someone stated that, when Donald Trump comes into office, all these miracles people say he's going to commit, I just want to see them. And I'm just like, he's not creating or fulfilling miracles. He's just trying to fix the country. And with some things can move very quickly in business and other things take time. I don't know why people are preying on the downfall of a man. Do they understand that's to be the downfall of America? We should definitely support the country. And if that man is in charge, then if you see value in what he's doing, why not support that? I just don't get it. Like, you're in this country, you should want the country to do better. Look at it that way. We don't always have to be negative Nancy's. We don't always have to be negative about things. Senator-elect Adam Schiff has expressed strong opposition to President-elect Trump's suggestion of pardoning individuals involved in January 6th Capitol attack. Schiff argues that such pardons would undermine the rule of law and contradict public expectations for accountability. He has communicated to the Biden administration that he does not want a preemptive pardon for his work on the January 6th Select Committee. So Donald Trump is coming after a lot of these people, and he's charging them. I don't think none of them will ever go to jail. I think it'd be more like community service or pay a fine, but they're going to pay in some way, right? Very few times have we seen politicians go to jail. Have there been politicians that went to prison? Yes, but not a lot of them, right? They always have these, all of them are lawyers, so they always have these scapegoat loopholes they can kind of get out of a lot of things, and then they get good lawyers as well. But nonetheless, if I'm Adam Schiff and he's beating his chest, he believes he did the right thing by going after those people that they stated was an insurrection against the United States of America. He believes what he did was correct. So I don't think you should give them pardons because this is about accountability. Then he said, I don't even want a pardon. Adam, I'm just going to let him know, Senator Schiff, you should want a pardon. That's all I'm saying. You should want a pardon, not because you think you're right. It's because if they can prove you wrong, it's not because you think you're right. It's because there's a possibility they can prove you wrong. I'll be asking for a pardon, and I'm not too proud to beg. No. I'll be asking for a pardon. A lot of people should be asking for a pardon because Joe Biden is evidently signing everything. The Biden administration, give me 1 second here. The Biden administration has extended the liability shield for COVID-19 vaccine manufacturers such as Pfizer and Moderna through 2029. This extension means that individuals cannot sue these companies for vaccine-related injuries or death during the period. The decision has sparked debate over vaccine safety and manufacturer accountability. So again, this is Joe Biden putting protection up for big pharma. So those of you who lost family members, those of you who've gotten very ill and lost a job or an opportunity or was out of work for a long time and accumulated debt, you cannot go after Pfizer and Moderna to get your money because President Biden has instilled protections and shields for these companies. I wonder if he's on, again, this is me wondering, these are just my thoughts. Is he on any of these big pharma payroll, or has there been a check that was slid under a table somewhere? I'm just asking. I don't know. I just don't know. And he says through 2029. What's so significant about 2029? He's extending the protection through 2029. There must be some sort of federal monetary loophole stating after a certain amount of time outside of a pandemic that people cannot go and try to get restitution or sue a company. I tell you, it's a law out there. It's a reason why he made a date on it. He could have said indefinitely, but he said until 2029. That's a really weird number. The U.S. immigration debate is heating up as policymakers grapple with issues of enforcement and pathways to citizenship. Proposals include deploying troops for immigration enforcement and reconsidering birthright citizenship. Experts highlight the legal challenges and potential economic impacts of such measures, emphasizing the need for bipartisanship solutions to address a lot of these complex immigration policies. Yeah, use the National Guard for criminals. Again, you can use the National Guard for criminals, especially you are securing the border, which is supposed to be under federal protection, but we know how that's been working out. So yeah, they're going to have to do some things that are outside the box. I'm not saying I'm approving with everything that I think or they will do. I'm not saying I agree to all of that. But there are some things that came across that I do agree with. If you're going after the violent criminals with the National Guard, we're not talking about innocent women, children, and men who are just here again for economic asylum. Yeah, they need to be removed. They can be removed by the regular means with ICE agents. But when we're talking about the military, only use them with those cartels, mafias, and gangs. That's it. Don't use them with the regular people. I think that can get really nasty really quick. Really nasty really quick. Also, in a recent address to the United Nations General Assembly, Ukrainian President Zelensky raised alarms about Russia's intentions to target 3 Ukrainian nuclear power plants. He emphasized that such actions demonstrate Moscow's disregard for international safety and stability. While Zelensky did not specify which facilities were under threat, Ukraine operates nuclear plants in 3 parts of the country. The International Atomic Energy Agency has previously expressed concerns over military activities near nuclear sites, underscoring the potential risk of a nuclear accident among ongoing conflicts. And when I looked this up, on this news story, they stated that they only have 3 nuclear plants. When I looked it up, they stated that they have 4. But nonetheless, I don't know if Russia would start a sort of Chernobyl event in Ukraine, because if they want the land, then are they stating well, if you can't have it, then nobody can? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. I just don't think Russia would do that at this point. They see that they still can't even live on the land in Chernobyl, right? They're still doing tests and studies of how to decrease the amount of radiation, but they still dealing with that as well. So this is just weird, because earlier or late last night, Zelensky was talking about if NATO denies his request to be a member, that he is going to start trying to develop nuclear weapons. Listen to this again. Recently, he stated that if NATO declines his request to be part of NATO, he's going to start making nuclear weapons. He's going to start making nukes. And then today he's talking about, Russia's going to attack us, and they're thinking about attacking our nuclear plants. Yeah, because now you're talking about making nukes. Well, you're going to need some of them nuclear rods, nuclear whatever, uranium, all those things that they make up nuclear weapons with. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be stored in nuclear plants. So we're going to destroy those. I don't know. It's just a lot going on, because again, he gave NATO an ultimatum. President Zelensky did. He gave them an ultimatum, say, hey, if you guys don't allow us in NATO, then we're going to start making nuclear weapons. And then Russia comes out and say, well, we're going to start attacking your nuclear plants. I just make these connections. I don't believe that they're all right, but again, that's how my brain works. Unfortunately, there has been another tragic shooting, and this one occurred at Abundant Life School in Madison, Wisconsin today. It resulted in 3 fatalities, including juvenile gunmen and multiple injuries. The incident took place shortly before 11 a.m. at the K-12 institution, K through 12. Madison Police Chief Sean Bonds confirmed that the young shooter, a student at the school, took their own life and there is no ongoing threat. The identities and ages of the victims have not been disclosed. The event has deeply affected local community, prompting calls for prayers and support. I'm so sorry that those young people have lost their lives. Unfortunately, in America, we have a large community of people who are dealing with mental issues and they don't know where to turn. And I just wish when this new political party gets into office that where Americans need help the most, that's what would be funded. Because if we're going to cut $2 trillion from the deficit and we're going to increase embargoes and tariffs on foreign countries and we're going to bring jobs back to America, then I think that'll be healthier for America. And we'll have funds instead of these pet projects that Congress has, we'll have the funds to really support Americans who are in need. That is what I'm hoping. Thank you all for joining me here this evening. You guys have a great and wonderful night. This is Blacklogic.